Well, this video is starting off a bit weird. I'm a silhouette. What if I told you all this just came from the thing you read in the title below? The Yongnuo YN 360 stick, wand light, whatever you want to call it. Saying right here, I'm blinded, but this is the Yongnuo YN 360. Now, almost a year ago, I did a review of this guy right here, or not a review, an unboxing, first impressions, and it's very, very popular for the price point because it's like under $80 that you could buy it right now. I'll link that down below as on my first impressions video, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out. But right now, this is the only light lighting me just from the side right here. I'm going to turn on my main light and let's talk about this guy right here. But it's all pretty cool because you can control it from the app. You set it to Bluetooth. It's just called YN360. You can find it in the iOS store. I think Android even has it. But you can just with a tap of a button turn it off, turn it on. You can control the different colors as well and the intensity of light as well. So if you just go down with it, it's going to get a little bit more subtle, and it works very, very well. It's very responsive to the app and what it is. But the other cool part is you can also, just like what this offers, you could switch to the 3200 mode, which if you hit up on it, that will turn on the more orangey light. As you can see, I'm turning a little bit more orange. Let me up the intensity a little bit so that way you can see it. Keep going up. You see now it's a little bit more tungsten-y, and I'm getting a little bit more orange. And that's some of the perks of this, but let's switch on the main light. So this is the light right here. This is the YN360, and it is a stick light, kind of like the Westcott ice light, which is stupidly overpriced, like $500 or whatever. But this is it right here. Now you can mount it to a light stand. It's got a 1/4-20 at the bottom so that you can use it on a light stand, a tripod, or whatever if you have one. And it's great to use on the go if you need to put it in smaller places because of what it offers. This is an amazing piece of kit, like I said, for under $80 and add a lot of versatility. You get your 3200 out of this, so you can go from 0 to 100 and it gets bright. The color is actually rated to a 95 as well, a 93 or a 95. So it's almost pretty decent for what it is. You got the full 5500, which you saw right here, at 100, and it gets very bright. Now you can even mix them. So if you even want to go in, you can have the more tungsten-y 3200 on. I'm in a bit of a more orange tone with this right here. I'll leave it here. Let me stop down so you can see this even a bit better. A more orangey type tone. But then even if you to 5500 and start to dial in that as well, you can get an interesting mix of light. So you can really customize this light kind of to whatever you want. And it's just super bright. Look at the flare that's giving off too. So that also being said, with this light, you have, once again, it's an LED light. You have diffusion on it. This part of the diffusion cannot come off. But even though you have control over the 3200 part of it, it also comes with a magnetically clipped on the back. So you can't lose it, like, there you go. You know, something like that. Another orange gel, so that way if you put it even over top, you have more of a control over it being orange as well. So you're getting a little bit more tungsten-y if you really need to get that much more of a kick. But I feel like you really don't need this kind of diffusion. You just need to just put it in here and you're good to go. But yet again, this uses the NP750 or whatever batteries, so they're a little bit larger. But the big problem with this guy is that it will use battery up quickly. But on the back, if you turn it on, you hit the battery button, it tells you like P for power, and it goes all the way from 1 to 9, 9 being the most charged, 1 being to not and pretty much dead, and you can go from there. But like I said, you even have control over the RGB of this, be it if you put these at 100, they're not the brightest, but you can mix the light to be whatever you want. So I'm going to put this back up and just show you a couple more things. So you're going to see the red start to come in. About now, the camera's just picking me up. This is at 100 right here. Let me see if I can help this out. So this is 100 right here. If I wanted to then add a little bit of green, so you can get very specific with it. And it has a really cool, easy to use wheel on it. So that way, if you're behind it or if you're in front of it, you can easily use it. Or once again, even through the app, which I'll cover in a second. So this is more or less your more green. And then obviously your blue. Rolling in right now to be at 100%. Once again, like you notice with the others, these aren't as bright as the others. But like I said, if you want to have some kind of weird combo, so here's blue at 100, but you're like, oh, give me a little bit of, let me throw in a little twinge of red in there as well. You're going to notice that the LED is going to pick up and you're getting Barney at this point. You're getting a little bit more pink. And then you're like, oh, let's go crazy now. Let's throw in a little bit of green you're then gonna start to see it become a little bit more silver and green. It's gonna get these weird tones. You get the point. I turn my main key light off a little bit so that way you essentially, you see what this can do as a fill, a kicker, something for the back. But even just using the app, it's super easy. It connects via Bluetooth. You hit Bluetooth. You don't have to find it. The Bluetooth symbol will actually just turn on this thing. You can just power it off. You can turn it on, and it's pretty responsive, pretty quick. You're seeing how fast it is. And then the other perks is it has all these other different channels. You have up to like 8 different channels on this thing right here, but there's a very big flaw because you figure if you could preset the channels what you want. So if say you wanted just all the 550 on like preset or channel 1, you could hit channel 1. But then if I go to hit channel 2 and I only have the tungsten, the tungsten, the 3200 in there, you're gonna see it doesn't change. I just switched over to 2. And what it does is it's copying over what it previously had over and over. So because on the channel 1, I had it at 20%, 5500, it then took that. So weird glitch, you pretty much just have to set what you want. You can't jump around and do different things. Unfortunately, that's the thing, but the app works really well. Like once again, the up button controls the orange on it as well. I wish they were a little bit more pronounced. They're a little very hard to see. They're very transparent, and that's what you're getting with right here. So this is just this. This is me with the key. This clearly wins because, you know, this is very moody lighting, but bam, and I'm blind. That being said, I actually very, very highly recommend the YN 360 because of the ease of use of the app. It's not hard to connect. It's not hard to use. You can turn it off remotely. You can turn it on. You can change everything. The screen on the back is very good. The LED is easy to read. There's nothing hard about this, and it is a very reliable product. Throw it in a corner for real estate photography, whatever you want. The things around this with a little guy like this, once again, for under $80 US. And the other big thing that you don't realize is that this doesn't come with really power options. You just get the stick, that's it. So you need to buy the battery, which is once again the NP F750 or whatever. Bigger battery, lasts a little bit longer, but they do eat up quickly. Or you could buy an optional AC adapter that you plug in here. You could plug into a wall if you need to use it. But besides that, there's no power unless you go and buy it. My only complaint about this, but the light is really amazing, easy to use. I highly recommend it, and I bring it to all the weddings if I need to add something, you know, in a bit of a corner. But even as just a even as just a background light, like look at that spread right here. That's 100%. Like look, that fills in nicely there. If I want to spot it over there, do something over there. A little bit of a kicker back here or something like that. Very good lens. Look at that. Look at that thing. Thing is super bright. And yeah, so this is a really awesome light. Any questions or comments, let me know down below. This is the YN 360 bar. Pretty awesome light.